Lovely. Welcome once again to our live classes. So these classes is just to help us with what we already have on the platform, on the school platform, which we have posted on the website. Sorry, on our platform where we have this. Let me just go there straight away. We have this platform, which my mentor gave a course. It's a full-fledged trading course on Trading Fanatics. And I tell you, this course, when I actually joined it in the beginning, it was 800 euros for this course that he has made free now. He's giving us some other extra stuff for those of us who are in the main community now. But so there are those who are in the course proper itself, and then this one is now a free community that he created. So this course was actually 800 euros initially. So it's a full-fledged course, and when you go through it, you see that it gives you step-by-step process on how to master your trading and become consistent with it. So so this community now, he posts nuggets to us every now and then, and other people as well also post their own their trading journey, the trades they are taking and all that. So I urge all of us to please sign up on this Trading Fanatic course. It's on our platform already. I'll repost it again after this class today. So that is that about the course. So remember to do that. So today we want to look at the cycle of doom, how many of us usually go through. I have gone through that. Many of us who are new to this process may also go through this, especially if you don't have a mentor to take you through. So we start off with the excitement of, oh yes, I want to learn how to trade. Okay, you get into the Forex world or whichever trading world you get into, whether it's crypto or whatever, you get into that trading world and you find a strategy, you find a process. Once you find that strategy, you then find out, oh, okay, you may actually have a plan, and then you just say, okay, what is the entry? Where should I put my stop loss? Take profits is this, and then some people will ask for what is the win rate and all that and all that. Once you do all that, so once you get that strategy, and then you get your entries, for instance, after a little while, what happens? Maybe you win the first couple of trades. After a little while, you get a loss, the first loss, and you say, okay, no problem. I know that trading will give me losses every now and then. Then you place your second trade, you get another loss. All right. You get the third trade on that same day. For instance, if you are trading the lower time frame, for instance, you get the third trade, or if you are trading even the higher time frame, you get 3 consecutive losses, for instance. And then you begin to ask yourself, is this thing really working? You begin to have that that doubt is introduced into you, to your system. You begin to wonder, your mindset, you begin to think, is this thing really working, or is it not working, or what is happening? All right. So once you get to that stage, that is what begins to happen. But you need to be aware that this will happen to you. You need to be aware that this will happen to you. It will happen to any professional trader once you start trading and you begin to have losses, because we have been wired. The way we've been wired is that we say we don't want to experience losses. So this is perhaps if you are trading a real account, for instance, you don't want to begin to lose money. So if you put in $10,000, for instance, and then you place the first trade, second trade, third trade, all of them begin to lose, and then maybe you're even doing 2% per trade. Okay, so that's already 6% down. Okay, some people even do 5% per trade. Okay, so but when you have a mentor, the mentor will then take you through how you should actually be trading, how your risk management should be like, just as we have on that Trading Fanatics platform. It went through the classes. In the classes, we went through the first class talks about risk management. In there, he goes in depth on how you can trade and how you should trade, the kind of risk you'll be taking. Okay. So once you get into that to that level, the next stage is you now begin to think. Once you have like 3 losses, maybe you have 3 losses today, then another day you come in and then you just have another 3 losses again, and then maybe you are still brave enough, you have another 3 losses. So let's say for that whole week, for instance, or that whole period, maybe that whole month, you have like 10 losses at a stretch, okay, consecutively, no wins at all, just loss. Your mind will begin to tell you, your mindset will begin to tell you, maybe I should just, maybe this system is no longer working. Let me dump it and then look for another system. Then you begin to look for it. And then maybe if you don't even look for another system, you may begin to say, okay, let me add a moving average to it, or let me add this an indicator, or let me add if it already has an indicator, you may say, oh, let me add another one, or let me tweak it like this so that it won't give me losses. But you have to be prepared for it. This business we are in is a business of uncertainty. Okay, it's a probability business. So how are we going to deal with it? So let's look at how we're going to help our mindset with this. Let me go to the next slide there. Okay, so all that I just explained now, that is the market risk, okay, which is outside our control. The market will do whatever it wants to do at any time. We don't have it says many falsely believe that by applying an indicator or some chart pattern or even a robot, then they should not have any losing trade. But definitely as you trade, you will have occasions where you begin to have losing trades. You might even have consecutive losing trades. The one-off is okay, is when you have those consecutive losing trades. How is your mindset? Then the next thing is that the truth is the market will do what it will do. Okay, we don't have control over that, and we never know what the market will do. We have zero control over what the market will do. We cannot say what a particular trade, what the outcome of a particular trade is. And all that is saying is that supposing you enter a trade right now, you enter trade 1, you do not know whether this trade is going to go to your stop loss or if it's going to go to your take profits. Okay, is a probability game. Okay, it's a probability business. So all you need to do is just follow your process. All you need to do is follow your process. Okay, let's look at what are the solutions, your trade risk now. So the solutions is that we can only take care of what we have 100%. What is the only things that we have 100% control of is that 1, we can anticipate the market. Okay, that's the first thing. We can anticipate the market. That's 1. Then 2, we can also predetermine before we enter the trade. We can determine what risk we're going to risk. What are we risking for that day or for each trade? What are we going to risk? You have to know this beforehand. That is how you become a professional trader. You have to know beforehand, how much am I putting into this? Just like any business at all. When you are doing any business, if somebody is offering a service to you, you ask the person, how much is this costing me? And when you're asking that how much, you're asking the totality. How much do I need to invest in this? Okay, so you need to know how much are you risking. So am I risking $10? Am I risking $100? Am I risking $1,000? Or am I risking $10,000 if I have a very big account? All right, you need to know. Then we also need to predetermine where are you entering, where are you exiting. So if in an uptrend, for instance, once you see that once you've certified yourself that, yes, this is an uptrend, okay, I'm waiting for a pullback. Once I get the pullback, I'm going to enter at this level, and I expect price to at least get back to these highs. If it goes higher, that's good. Okay, but I expect it to go back at least to these highs, and then it will continue. Okay, you need to determine all those ones. We need to predetermine them before you start. Then the other thing to also note that will help us when we begin to get losses, consecutive losses, is that our trading is actually, we win over a series of trades. Okay, so if you take 10 trades, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so in these 10 trades, we can win. Let's say if I say you are going to win 4 of these trades, 4 in these 10 trades, we're going to win 4 of these trades. Of these 10 trades, we're going to win 4. However, even in those 4 that we're winning, we're going to do a risk of, I'm risking 1 for 3. So I'll risk $1 to gain 3. Or I'll risk $10 to gain $30. Or I'm risking $100 to gain $300 for each trade. Or I'm risking $1,000 to gain $3,000 per each trade. So 1 to 3, for instance. Okay. At the end of the day, I'll be profitable, right? But the series of trades we're talking about here is that there is nobody in this world that will tell you, okay, of these 10 trades, this series of trades, this first sample of trades that we're trading, these 10 trades, nobody will be able to tell you that, okay, is trade number 1, trade number 2, trade number 3, trade number 4 that will give you wins, then all the others will be losses. Nobody will be able to tell you that. Even when you start trading, you see that that will never work that way. It could be like that, but the typical way to work is that maybe trade number 1 is a winner, trade number 2 is a winner, trade number 3 is a loss, maybe trade number 4 is a win. Okay, trade number 5, another loss, maybe this one a win, then this one another loss, this one another loss, this one another loss, this one another win. So we win over a series of trades, and we cannot know the pattern that trade is going to take for any sample of trades that we look at. Okay, so you almost always know that it's over a series of trades, and you need the market to follow through. What we mean by that is that once we say, okay, we are in a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, we need the market to follow through on that market. Sometimes markets will give us something like this, higher high, higher low. By the time you enter here, instead of it to then go up, it then begins to, just shuts it down. It just reverses abruptly. There are times it will do that. Okay. Or if we're in a downtrend, so you're expecting a pullback, and then you enter somewhere there expecting price to then come back up, right? But once you get in there now, so you then see what could then happen is that price could then, instead of beginning to come down, it could start coming down and then do something like this. That will happen occasionally, but just know that we win over a series of trades. We win over a series of trades. Okay, let's look at the next thing here. So the next thing is that we need to be kind to ourselves. Okay, be kind to yourself in terms of the kind of things you tell yourself. When you take those losses, for instance, are you saying to yourself that, oh, look at me, I'm a failure again. Look at me, I'm not doing so well again. Just be kind to yourself. Speak kind words to yourself. Okay, don't be harsh. And then to be successful, you will go through a lot of pain of those losses. You will go through that. But you need to have the perspective, reframe it. When you have a loss, just say that, yes, that happened to that trade. I'm not trading, I'm not banking my wins on just one trade. Some people trade randomly and then expect that once I take this one trade must hammer for me. Okay, they say this one trade must work. If it does not work, it will then clear my account. No, don't depend on just one trade. Rather, depend on over a series of trades. So imagine you started trading this year now, and you have the next 50 years or the next 100 years to trade. Okay. Now, when you look at the long-term perspective, then you shouldn't be worrying yourself over this single trade that you take. So what you should then look out for is that you are trading over a series of trades. And then more importantly, it says stick to one system. As you are starting, stick to one system so that you can build your confidence in that process. Stick to one system, stick to one process. Okay, and when I say system here, it's the whole thing. Talking about your entry, talking about your stop loss, talking about your take profits, talking about what pair you decide to trade, talking about the time frames you are trading, the whole thing, and especially the risk management. We're looking at the whole gamut, so the whole system, not just entry and stop loss. No, it's the whole process that we're looking at here for you to take trades that is dependent on just one system, one process, and you have to use what we call an if-then process. Okay, so let's explain that. So in this time around, let's do a downtrend. So if a trend is a trade is coming downwards, if it's a downtrend, and then you say to yourself, when you get here, are you going to sell right here? You will say no. Okay, I prefer that I get a pullback first before I sell, and then this pullback, I'll say if price pulls back, then I will enter. If price, as long as price does not go above my last lower high, I will enter. So you start with if then process. Okay, you start with your if then process. Okay, you do your if then process. If this happens, then I will do this. If these other things happen, so you say to yourself, okay, if price then goes above this last higher low, then I will go the other way. So you always have to have your if then process. You always have to have your if then process to help you cope with when losses happen. So that when you're doing a review, you can say to yourself that, okay, did I follow my process? So if you followed your process, excellent. Even though it was a losing trade, but you followed your process, you executed according to your process, that is excellent. All right, even though it's a loss. However, it will be a bad trade if you do not follow your process, you just entered randomly. And then what happens is that you enter randomly, and then you even, instead of using your normal maybe 1% per risk or 0.5% risk, you now put 10% or you put 50% of your capital, hoping that, you are hoping that it will work. This thing is not a process, is not a business of hoping. You have to follow a process, and you have to always think to yourself that I must follow a process. Okay, and so let me just reiterate again at the top that we talked about this community. Please sign up and go through these classes. Sign up and go through these classes. It's very interactive. You see, some people have said, this Roseanne, for instance, she has finished the whole course itself, and she gives a view of what is happening there. Okay. One of the things I wanted to bring your attention to which is what part of the thing we're talking about today, is this fact that we cannot do everything. You have to strategize and think about, just like Ilya says here, you cannot trade all sections, you cannot do multiple instruments, you cannot do multiple strategies and multiple entry models. You will confuse yourself that way. You always have to choose niche, choose a process, choose one process and start with that. Maximum use 2 processes. That's in terms of entry models now. Maximum use 2 entry models. maximum. But start with one first. That is very, very important. So that is our admonition for today. And I think that's the last slide. Yes, that's the last slide. So like I always say, that the only way you can be consistent in your trading is that when you analyze your trade, your charts in a consistent manner, you analyze it in a consistent manner, and you execute in a consistent manner, then you will have consistent results. That is and then that process is repeatable. You keep repeating it over and over and over and over again. All right, so that is it for today. Do we have any questions? If you have any questions, just raise your hand. Okay, so the other thing, let me just say mention to us that I did mention last time about prop firms. We talked about FTMO, the likes of FTMO and co. We also have other brokers. So when I talked about FTMO, I did mention that you should go to their free trial platform and use the free trial platform. Okay, so if you don't want to do that, if you want to go through a proper broker, so we have people like XNES. Okay, XNES is in Nigeria here. I know many of us are in Nigeria here, so you can register with XNES.
You will take it. Okay, just give it to your children. Give it to them.
You can register with XNES and also pay in Naira, but start with your demo first. Always do your demo first to try out their platform and see how their platform is, so that you can then go on to the next stage. So there's XNES, there is IC Markets, there is Pepperstone. We have many reputable brokers out there. Okay, but these are good ones that you can also try out. Okay, so that is it really. Just talking about psychology and how we can manage that cycle of doom that we must keep away from. We must truncate this area here. Once you start your trading process and then it suffers losses, just go back to the drawing board and just look at, are you following your process? Just ask yourself, are you following your process the way it should be? Not that you then dump that system and then start a new process. That's like we're doing from start. Okay, and Ilya talks about that in the community. Okay, in that class that he gave us. Right. So so that is it for today. Do we have any contributions or any questions? Okay, somebody could not access the school plan. Okay, I'll repost it again. Once we finish this class, I'll repost it so that I can access it. I'll repost it. Thank you for that observation. Once I repost it, please try it again. So and then we'll see if we can if that works well. Do we have any other question? Let me see. I want to go to our platform and repost it and see. Okay. So I've reposted that link again. Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Nathan, Billionaire Nathan, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, good. It is being recorded. I hope we'll be able to upload it soon. Thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments? Beautiful. So I try to keep these classes as short as possible because the main class really is this one that we have here, this community. This is the main class. And the thing is that if we have any issues, if you have any questions, post your questions on this platform and it will be attended to. If nobody is answering you, you can come and ask us. Okay, you can send a message to me that I have so and so issues. All right, so I have so and so area that I need explanation. Okay, so please do that so that it will help us. Thank you. Billionaire Ishakutu he seconds what Billionaire Anita said. Said is spot on, very informative. Okay, very good. So in essence, just keep at it. This is the main class. All we do here, these live classes we are doing, at least the one I am doing, is just to augment what we are learning already on these trading fanatics. It's just to augment it. Okay, this is where the main thing is. This is where you should put in your main work, because the full course is under this classroom here. The full course is right there. And I've reposted that link on our platform so that we can go there and look at it. It's very, very important, please. Wonderful. So remember to open your demo account or your free trial account on FTMO website, and then begin to practice. Begin to practice your process. Once you learn, this gives you, I think we have like three main types of entries. So it gives you different kinds of entries. Okay. And just begin to implement one step after the other, and then you begin to see yourself improving. You see yourself begin to improve. And if you have challenges, there are people all around. I'm here, Ilya is here, there are other people on the community too that will support. You can see it's a very supportive community. People, very, very supportive. Different, just put your comments, introduce yourself and all that, and you get people who will respond to you. Beautiful. So short of any other thing, I think we'll call it a day. Do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you and God bless. Right. Thank you. Okay. So we'll meet again next week.